So this is the accompanying part of part two of the presentation for executive directors or Chamber of Commerce. And like I said during the first section and what I showed you in the second section, it's all about context. It's about adding context to ChatGPT. So you're not driving around in that white pickup, that you've customized it enough to do what you need to do so that it knows you better, so that it doesn't look like everybody else's ChatGPT. So this is how this goes. So I have my ChatGPT window open here. I have ChatGPT 5, which is the latest and greatest. I kind of like it once you understand how to use it. But then there's the customization. So like I showed you in the session, we go down to here to your name. We go to customize. This pops up, customizing ChatGPT. Your name, what do you do? And then you have this what personality, cynic, robot, listener, nerd, and then what traits should GPT have? Now, in the accompanying document called Chamber Prompts and Research, you will see that I have a copy and paste of what I have written here. The most important one is here. Use Canadian English, spelling, and vernacular. This way, it's using Canadian English and vernacular. That way, it's using toque and not hat and things like that. So again, this is an important line to have when you're doing ChatGPT traits. Anything else that ChatGPT should know about you? Again, I showed you this during the session. There is a copy and paste prompt in the accompanying document that you can copy and paste into ChatGPT. Have a little chat with ChatGPT. ChatGPT then will spit out what you can copy and paste into here. The advanced, I would leave these all on. I don't know why. Oh, here, let me just pull that up here. Web search, code, canvas, advanced voice, leave this on. Enable for new chats. You can turn this on and off, but I'm going to show you when and when it doesn't work. So step one. Now it'll ask you to hit save if you make a change. I haven't made any changes. So just hit save and then let's carry on. Let's look at this again. So you new chats, search chats, picture library. If we want to do some coding, if we want to do some videoing, then we have these GPTSs. GPTSs, again, we go over this in AI Edge. This is an important part of AI Edge, is how to build ChatGPTs. ChatGPT GPTSs are little agents that do specific jobs. Like I have a Never Split the Difference. It's an email writer that's built upon the themes and the ideas in the book Never Split the Difference. We have a business GPT builder, content GPTs builder, story brand builder, and a 16-word sales letter builder. The board, this was an interesting one. I'll just show you what this one. I have built a custom GPTs built on Gino Wickman, Seth Godin, Brene Brown, Chris Voss, Mike Mikolowicz, Jocko Willix, Brandon Barcina, and Simon Sinek as a board of directors, and I can ask them about my business. And then I also have one here for a chamber prompt. This GPT, and this link for this GPTs is in the document after the prompt, because I've given you a whole bunch of prompts in the document for you to use. And how does that work? You just go to the document and you anything that's in green is a copy and paste. So copy and paste this in, you'll see that acting as a chamber. So I've given you a whole bunch of custom built prompts in the document to help you create certain documents, to help you have discussions with ideas and things that you need as an ED or as a Chamber of Commerce. So you can just plunk this in there. And here, ChatGPT does this every now and again. It'll give you a 1 or 2. It's just basically trying to figure out what kind of style that you like. And so, of course, it's doing small town Chamber of Commerce. It knows that I'm in Smithers, and it's giving me a couple different versions here. It's pretty cool. Works pretty well. The other ones are projects. Now, I have a project just built around the Chamber of Smithers and our strategic plan. Again, this is another thing that we go over in the AI Edge, is how to build good projects. I'm just going to glance over this because here's the thing. When we do this customization of ChatGPT, one thing that we have to remember is that it works only in new chats. When we have a GPTs, it doesn't refer to the information that we've given the customization of GPT, the customization. So when we do that customization, it doesn't apply to anything that's in GPTs, and it doesn't apply to anything that's in project. It only applies to the new chats. Well, Trev, how do we add that information? Well, you just copy and paste all the data into a document, how I want ChatGPT to act and how, words I want it to use, and you add those to GPTs as a document. Again, we show you that in the AI Edge. The other thing that we need to learn about is deep research. And again, if we go into the Chamber prompts and research document here, and if you scroll down through all of the different prompts that I've given you about, HR and other stuff, then I give you this prompt here under deep research. And I'll copy it and we paste that in here. Act as an expert analyst with Chamber of Commerce Small Business. I need to research briefing on the demographic for small businesses. For the purpose of this research is looking forward into the future to help guide the Chamber in making future decisions. I spelled that wrong. I'm just going to do it correct. And then I also said here, one of the things is remain strictly factual. Remember when I talked about that in the conversation that I had when I did the live version of this? It will hallucinate if we don't tell it not to. So remain strictly factual. Do not embellish, speculate, or invent information. If certain data is not available, write an NA instead of filling the gaps with assumptions. Ask any questions that make this. So again, we're going to drop this prompt in. Oops, and I forgot to do something. So I'm going to hit stop here quickly. I forgot to hit the deep research mode. So again, here, if we hit the plus button, we have deep research mode. You'll see that there's agent mode. Agents they'll do specific tasks for you. We go over this in the AI Edge program. It's just an advanced feature. You can create images and use other connections. And we can also connect our email, OneDrive, and SharePoint to this if we need to. But for this, I want to do deep research on this same prompt. So again, I'm going to copy paste this in case I've made a mistake. So deep research says research here. What you'll see now, and so it asks us a question because I said that. Ask us any questions at the time that might improve the results. I want to do 5 years. And are you interested in population trends or all of the above? All of the above. And I should be able to just put a comma in here so that it knows. It probably guess. And so understood. And then it starts to do the research. I'm not sure how long this research is going to take. I don't know how many websites it's going to look up. Sometimes it takes 2 minutes. A lot of times it takes 15 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop this and we'll come back to it when it's finished. Hey, welcome back. So here we go. ChatGPT did its deep research and it took 7 minutes and a half but 7 minutes, and it went through 20 sources. Now, if we click on the 20 sources, it'll open up this sidebar here for us to allow. And this is the thought process that it went through. I'm gathering demographics. I'm gathering information. Here are the 20 sources: Wikipedia, Smithers.ca, Construction Connect, Stats Canada, as well as many, many other statistics and websites. And then it did 52 different searches within those 20 websites. And then it came out with this neat looking demographic profile for Smithers Outlook for Small Business. And now we know the population trends, the age distribution, and the shifting demographics. the employment, income and employment, community diversity, population composition, summary of the key different demographic findings from 2021, actionable recommendations for the chamber, attract and retain residents for sustainable growth, leverage high spending power in the community, address labor shortages and training and inclusion, prepare for an aging customer base, support Indigenous and multicultural enterprise or entrepreneurship, monitor demographic indicators for planning. And then here are all the sources where it came up with this information. So now this is a great document that we can then use in our GBTS or project. Now we've got demographic 5-year information. We can copy and save this and use it in a project or a GBTS so that those agents do something for us specific. Again, the copy paste is in, and I've given you a whole list of different research topics: demographics, economic drivers, business climate, labor market trends, membership. And then we could even do deep research on membership value and business needs, advocacy and government relations, events, marketing and sponsorship ideas, workforce and human resources, grants and funding sources. Here, find us grants and funding for XYZ. Do some deep research on that. It'll go through. Again, this particular one took 7 minutes. ChatGPT is pretty good at it. Now, if you really want to do some really deep research and you really need the prompt that I've given you, the copy paste prompt will work in Gemini. Gemini, of course, is from Google. Google has YouTube and of course it's Gemini and Google and everything that is inclusive of that. Like I went in through the 101 session, you can see that they have a different vibe because of the different parameters that are built within the large language model. Because it's Google, the Google deep research is very, very robust and very deep. Again, if we're doing just quick researches, again, in the 101, I showed you Perplexity. It replaces your Google search. You're just looking for quick information, quick hit. Perplexity.ai is a great place to do a quick one. Perplexity, you don't have to pay for to use. You get so many free daily. And same with Gemini. Gemini has lots of great options for deep research, and most of it's free. So just as an idea, you can copy and paste any of the prompts into Gemini if you want to try them out in Gemini or Claude or any of the other large language model. But here, hopefully you now feel more confident in using prompts, and hopefully you now feel confident in doing some deep research, which will put you miles ahead of the 98% of people that have not. Still driving around in that white pickup, and now you're driving around in a fancy blue one. Hit me up for any questions. If you have any more questions about the AI Edge, again, AI Edge is just going to build on what I've taught you today. We can go from there. Good luck.